In the gallant days when history hung on the flight of an arrow or the slash of a sword, when feudal barons ravaged the countryside to live in pomp and splendor.
It is truly colorful, exciting, fascinating entertainment every minute of the way.
Moonsea Adventures.
Hello and welcome back to the Moonsea Adventures. We have a fiery hot episode right now because, in case you missed the last episode, the party has managed to infiltrate the mines underneath the old keep that is being ruled by a very powerful dragon. And you guys successfully managed to make contact with the prisoners, many of whom are the lizard folk, members of the Ishterka tribe, that you promised to help your new ally Viz to free. In addition, you made contact with a dwarf, an elf, and a human. So you have made those preparations. In the course of preparing to stealthily evacuate the members of this, or the prisoners, Angler was able to succeed in finding a post towards the back of the caves wherein a alarm bell had been situated. Angler, dispatched of the guard, took to climbing the post and successfully managed to deactivate the alarm bell. But upon landing down, Angler, you turn and see a kobold who has now seen you, and he is lunging forward with his spear. So it's time to roll initiative, everybody. So what happens in this first round is going to be kind of critical, because the kobold guard lunges forward, and believe it or not, even though he didn't roll well, he beat you for initiative, Angler. So he is going to lunge forward and attack you with his spear, and he gets a 19 total. Does that hit?
Yes, that does.
All right, you are going to suffer 6 damage.
I'll uncanny dodge that
Please do.
for 3.
Okay. So you kind of turn just at the last moment. He cuts a little bit into you with his spear, and then he's kind of moving around to the side of you, and with his other hand he's trying to reach out. Make an insight check.
Natural 20.
All right. You notice confusion on his face as he goes to reach out, moving to the side of you, to go to reach out for the rope to pull the alarm bell that is no longer there. And in that moment of confusion, it is now your turn.
I pull my rapier and strike.
Okay, go ahead.
Could I share my screen?
I don't have that set up. So share the either good or very bad news that you're about to share.
I got another natural 20 for 27.
Nicely done. So your weapon does a D8. You, using the Blayne Allen damage alternative scoring system, you will now roll a D8 and add 8 to that, and then double your dex bonus for damage.
Okay.
And you kill him. You lunge right through. I'm going to say with a nat 20, you lunge right through his neck. He gurgles for a moment and drops like a bag of wet laundry. You don't hear anyone else close by.
I'm going to try. Oh, said the wrong thing. So I'm gonna try and like squeeze myself against the wall, and can I like drag his body
You can.
into a corner?
Yes. There's sort of an alcove in the back of the cave, and you can drag his body back into the corner. And when you do, with the limited light that you have from the torch just next to the staircase going up, you see now that there are 2 chairs, like very crudely put together. They're almost like wooden stools. And it looks like maybe that's where guards would sit, but you do not see any other guards. So you can drag the body back into that corner.
All right, I'll hide for now, and I'll just pull out my bow and wait for maybe another to pass by.
How long do you want to wait?
2 minutes. Couple of minutes, and then I'll start following Harley.
2 minutes pass by. Harley, where are you at this point?
Well, I tried to lure them both out, but I lured only one, so I'm just like strolling through the cave to the nearest tunnel and like showing with my hand to follow me. And once we're out of the sight of the other kobolds, I like turn to him, and as I'm holding my forked dagger, I try to lunge at him.
Okay, so these were the kobolds that you kind of tricked into going over to the front of the entrance.
Well, it was just one.
Just one. Okay. Go ahead and make your move. I'm going to give you the surprise round.
Okay, that's 8. That's probably not going to hit.
So you lunge out at him, and at the last moment he notices you and turns and kind of cowers back. And then he yells in Draconic. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Not yet.
Yet.
He yells something in Draconic, and you aren't sure what he says, but you feel like it was pretty loud. And then he's pulling out his spear. Ushun, you hear this yell. You hear someone yell out in Draconic, a small voice, likely a kobold. You are still by the mouth of the tunnel that you had explored, though, right?
Yeah.
You go over to that tunnel. Very similar thing. You see a lot of lizard folk, young and old, chipping away at the walls. You see 2 kobolds kind of overseeing this tunnel.
Okay.
Smash to you, Syllar.
Mm-hmm. So I heard that yell as well, I suppose.
Yes.
I'm gonna take it as that things are now going ape shit, so things are kicking off. So I'm ducking out of the tunnel I was in and back into the tunnel where I met the dwarf, I think.
Okay.
And notify him that it's about time to go.
There is 1 kobold overseer in this tunnel.
I'll try and master him.
Okay, how would you like to deal with him?
Gonna be trying to stealth up with my swords in hand.
Okay.
Try to take him out.
Make me a stealth check. Oh, you're invisible still, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done anything evil yet, so.
Don't bother rolling a stealth check. Make the attack roll.
That's 14. 19 to hit.
Yes. Damage?
See, it's a d6. It's 3. And I'm pretty sure I have double wielding. Yeah, 2-weapon fighting.
Okay.
So I'm taking out the other one. And that's a 22 to hit.
Yep.
And it's another 3 damage.
So 6 total.
Yep.
You actually kill the overseer.
Oof.
The second hit plunges into him and he drops. However, you are now visible.
Yep.
The dwarf sees this and is kind of shocked. To say the least. The lizard folk don't seem to see. Well, no, I guess there's enough torchlight for them to see. But the dwarf like kind of looks at you and as if wondering what's next.
Yeah. Well, I was like silence and motioning him, waving with my sword, and
he starts hacking at the chain and then pulls it apart. The other lizard folk seem confused, and he sort of gestures to them and starts going up and helping them to break their chains.
Yep.
All right, back to Harley.
Well, I have no options than attack that kobold again. So now it's 12 to hit.
Yes, that's a hit.
Oh, great. And 7 damage.
Okay, he drops.
And that's how you do it.
Except you hear the sounds of. Oh, do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
120 feet.
You see 4 kobolds running from the tunnels across from you out towards you.
I'll prepare to shoot them right on the spot.
Ushun, you're up. You hear a ruckus happening outside of the tunnel that you're in.
Okay.
The lizard folk that are in the tunnel with you, though, have not been freed. They're still chained.
And there's kobolds in there, right?
Yes.
Okay, are they moving?
They are in the process of turning around. You seem to feel like they have a sense that something's not right out there. They heard something and they're turning around and heading to see what's going on. Basically walking right towards you, though you are still invisible.
I'm going to hold on to my halberd, place it, about 6 inches above the floor, right where I am, and hold on to it.
All right, are you letting them walk past you?
Well, I'm hoping they trip over the halberd.
Oh, okay. The first one does. The second one bumbles into the first one. So both of them trip over your halberd. Angler, you hear now the sound of movement beyond where you are, kind of back towards the main central part of the cavern.
How far away would you say that is?
You're probably 60 feet away. You could see around the corner where one of the tunnel torches is. It's past the pool. It sounds like it's kind of closer to the middle of the cavern.
Oh, if I use my movement and my dash, could I get to where I could?
Yes.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And do I see anything?
You see Harley. Yes. You see Harley. You see a dead kobold kind of right next to him. And then you see 4 kobolds from the opposite side running towards him.
Are they in a 60-foot range of me?
They are, yes. Well, if you used your
short bow,
your movement and your bonus action to get there, they're still within 60 feet of range, yes.
Okay, I will fire a short bow at one of the kobolds charging.
Okay, go ahead.
15?
That is a hit.
That is a hit?
Yes.
8 damage.
And your arrow drops him.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Syllar, this brings us back to you. You realize that it's going to take quite a few minutes for the dwarf to free all of the lizard folk that are in this particular tunnel.
Yeah, I was going to go for an assist on that.
So you want to just spend your time helping to break people free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either with my own hand axe. Oops, wrong character. Just taking one of their pickaxes and hack away at it and point and say "fish," and to hopefully make them understand that they're supposed to go that way, and hopefully they know the name fish.
Okay. So incrementally, you free. I'm going to say in one round, you're able to free one of the lizard folk. The dwarf has freed one of them and frees a second one, and those others are taking their picks and trying to help free the other ones. The rest of them aren't just idly waiting. Some of them are actually working on freeing themselves, but some of the smaller, like children and some of the more frail, elderly lizard folk seem to be struggling. So they will need help. Back to Harley.
Okay, how many?
There are 3 now rushing you because by your side is Angler with his short bow.
Great. I just point towards the 2 of them and Eldritch Blast.
Okay, two separate targets?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and make your rolls.
Okay, so that's 20, not net, and 22.
Okay, 2 hits. What's the damage?
1,000,000. Well, the first one is 12, and the second one is 5.
Okay, the 12 kills one. The 5, not quite. This brings us to Ushun. So you have 2 targets that are prone, which means if you want to attack them with melee, you have advantage on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack them both with my hands. One punch to each. So that's unarmed strike. First roll is a 22. Second hit is a 10. I haven't rolled damage yet.
The first hit is
I got a +5 on damage.
So what's the total damage?
I haven't figured that out. Is it a 6-sider or a 4-sider?
It's what's your all right, so you're just doing an unarmed attack. You don't have any weapons. So you do 6 total. You knock out the first one. The second one that you missed basically rolled to the side. He is going to attack you rather feebly, but he misses. Outside, the 2 that are left are going to run up and attack Angler and Harley. Harley, that's a hit, 19. Angler, that's a hit, 21. Harley, you're going to take 2, and Angler, you're going to take 3. And both of them yell out that same phrase that you heard before. And they yell it rather loudly. All right, Angler, you're up.
Me? All right. I'll pull out my rapier and go for the one that just attacked me. I rolled a 9.
That's a miss. If 9 is your total, that's a miss.
That is my total. I will use a psionic blade to try again. 21.
That's a hit. What's the damage?
Damage is 8.
Okay. You drop another one. Syllar, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a ruckus. You hear 2 more voices yell out in Draconic some kind of warning or call for help, something.
Yep.
The dwarf is working furiously. He spends his round freeing another lizard folk.
Yeah, I think it's about time I go out and support the team. I'm gonna bring the pickaxe that I was using and bring it out. And basically the first kobold I see just
So
toss
the first kobold you see as you come out of the tunnel is actually coming out of an adjacent tunnel with a partner and seems to be answering the call for whatever was yelled out.
Yeah.
So there's one that's 10 feet away from you. So if you move up and attack, you can melee attack.
Well, my first idea was to just basically throw it at him.
Okay.
Hopefully
So you want to
hitting
throw
him
it? Go ahead.
functionally enough, and then rushing in with my swords.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's basically for me an improvised. Yep, 8. Not gonna work.
He ducks.
Yeah.
Back to the top. Harley.
Okay, so I presume there are kobolds around me in melee range.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to run away a few feet. I'll probably take a few attacks of opportunity.
Yes, you will. Well, you'll take 1. Which is a 8, which misses. So you move back, and then
I shoot at least two of them, if I can see.
Go ahead.
Okay. That's 13.
Yes.
And 12.
Yes, 2 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. That's not good. The first one is 9.
Dead.
And the second one is 5.
Not dead. Okay, Ushun.
Okay, the one that's knocked out, he has a spear, right?
Yeah, they pretty much all seem to have these spears.
Okay, I'll grab his spear, and I'll stick the one that missed me.
Okay.
So that's just a regular spear type thing.
Yeah, their spears are smaller. They only do D6 damage.
Well, that was a natural 1, so I think it's broken.
Okay. I'll say that you don't even you reach down and you like fumble trying to get it as the kobold's trying to swipe at you.
I've got another attack, so I'll just punch him.
Go ahead.
Come on. Okay, so here we go. Punch, punch, punch. 15.
Yes. You knock him out.
Good, they're both knocked out. Okay.
You hear more yells as a few more kobolds come out of some of the other mining passages. And that brings us to the ones that are next to Syllar, who turn and run up and attack you. A 13 to hit and a 17 to hit.
Miss and hit.
Okay, the 1 hit will do 4 hit points of damage.
Okay. Not too bad.
Coming, let's see, to Angler. So where you and Harley are standing is another set of tunnels. One of them has the elf that you guys encountered, and the other one has the human. And you also know that only one of those people might have their manacles loosened so far. So in other words, there's a lot of lizard folk who are still manacled and chained.
I'll trust my friend Harley to take care of these pesky kobolds. And I'll go down tunnel number 1.
Okay.
As far as I can, movement dash, get in there.
All right. You get in, you find the elf, he's already got his manacles off, and he's freeing one of the other lizard folk, but there are 6 more lizard folk in that tunnel.
I'll start helping with the other lizardmen.
Okay, so you work on freeing one of them. Syllar, you're up.
Yeah. Well, the best offense is a great defense, but I'm gonna attack, of course, these 2 guys in front of me. The one on the right first. 15 to hit.
Hit.
Finally, 6 damage.
Dead.
And the second guy gets a 18 plus 5, 23.
Yes.
For 6, that's 8 damage.
Dead.
So they're out, both out.
All right, top of the order, Harley. You see down the cavern and from one of the other tunnels is another cluster of 4 kobolds. Now, they're not going to make it to you because you're on the opposite side of them, but they would make it to where Syllar is.
Okay, I'll try to run in the open, in the main cavern, as far as I can from that tunnel, but not as far as I can't attack. So I move 30 feet into the cavern and shoot at least. Oh, you said 4, and they are grouped together.
Yes.
Okay. So, how far they are?
Well, if you move 30 feet up, they're only 30 feet away.
Okay, that's good enough. I hex one of them, and I do it as the main action, and as the bonus action, I use Maddening Hex, which deals 4 damage to all of them.
Automatically, or is there a save?
As a bonus action, you can cause physical damage to hex and curse target and all creatures of your choice around it, 5-foot radius. Damage is equal to your charisma modifier. You must be able to see the target. So I think it's automatic.
It is. All right, so each one of them is going to take how much damage?
4, and I yell, "Come at me! Come at me!"
Okay. All right, you hurt them. They kind of screech in pain and sort of like shaking their heads. They seem to be confused. Some of them are like holding their heads. And this brings us to Ushun.
All right, I'm gonna leave the kobolds where they are and start pulling the chains apart, just snapping them.
All right, you start that process.
I've got a +7 to strength, so I don't know how many I can do in that time.
Okay. I'm going to say that you could do 2 every round, whereas a normal person would do 1.
And I'm not saying anything. I'm just snapping them and moving on.
Okay. You're up next. Of the 4 that were psychically hexed, they are going to attack. 2 of them are going to attack Syllar. 2 of them are going to throw their spears at Harley. Syllar, miss. Harley, one of them's got a 20, not natural.
Okay.
So that thrown spear is going to do 3 on you.
Okay, that's not bad.
all 4 of them are screaming out that same phrase in Draconic. And then you hear something a little closer to, or sorry, not closer to the entrance, somewhere closer back by the pool and the alarm bell, you hear the sound of another kobold voice yelling that same alarm. Angler, you are up. You feel like you could free the rest of the people in this tunnel in 2 rounds. Because it kind of snowballs. Like for each one that you free, one of those lizard folk helps another lizard folk. So if you use this round and next round, you will have liberated the ones in this tunnel.
I'll do that.
Okay. Syllar, you have 2 kobolds that rushed you.
Yep. Well, still have my blades out, so the closest one for the first hit. Ooh, net 20.
Dead.
Yep.
You skewer him.
And offhand for the second guy, 13.
That's a hit, and you also kill him because he was already heavily psychic damaged.
Yep.
2 more to the body pile.
Just for the record, was one of them one with a hex?
No, the ones that threw spears at you, that one still has a hex.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
I'm gonna stream back into the cave with the dwarf in Dwarfish to, when he's done, go into the other tunnels and free the other lizard folk.
Okay. He yells back to you in Dwarvish. He's like, got it! This brings us back to the top. Harley, you are up. You see that Syllar still has 1 kobold. No, I'm sorry. The 2 that threw their spears at you, they're still rushing you.
Yeah, I'll again maddening hex them as a bonus action for 4.
Okay, that drops them. As they're climbing up through the rocky, the pile of raw ore, you maddening hex both of them, and they just, like they shake and twitch, and then they drop.
And I turn myself, and if I can see that 1 kobold that was yelling near the stairs,
60
I'll try to
feet. You can't. It's past your dark vision range.
I have 120.
Oh, you have double sight?
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Yeah, you see him.
So if it's not further than 120, I'll shoot him with both of my blasts.
You can. Go ahead.
Okay, that's bad. That's 10 and 12.
The 12 is a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. 8.
That is enough. You see him just at the edge of your dark vision. You send out blasts. One of them tags him and he just drops. Ushun, you're up.
Okay. Now the 2 that I released, are they running or are they helping others?
No. They're helping. Like so.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Compounded. So like if you spend another round freeing them, this tunnel will be liberated.
No, I'll leave them where they are. I'm gonna coup de grace the 2 kobolds that are knocked out. Just stick my halberd right in their necks.
Just to be clear, who was it that encountered the human?
Pretty sure it was Harley.
Okay, so that tunnel's not liberated yet. I just want you guys to know that.
I know.
All right, so you spend your round, you finish off those kobolds.
And then I run to Harley.
Okay, this brings us to them. Pouring out from the last 2 tunnels is 4 more kobolds. 2 spears go flying. Let's see. 1, 2 is Ushun. 3, 4 is Harley. 5, 6 is Syllar. Ushun, your 1's a miss, and 1 is probably a hit. Does a 19 hit?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then 1, 2, Syllar, 3, 4, Harley, 5, 6, Angler. Angler does a 15 hit.
Yes.
One, 2, 3, 4. Ushun. Okay, so damage. Ushun, you're going to take 4. Angler, you're going to take 4. And they're splitting up again. So 2 of them are running towards Ushun and Angler, and the other 2 are running towards Syllar. All right, this brings us to Angler.
I'm going to continue freeing captives.
Okay. This last round liberates the tunnel. So next round, they will be free to run out. Harley, top of the order. Oh, I'm sorry, Syllar.
Yeah. Just quickly check your chat, if you will, Bill. So I want to try that one, but
Sure. I'll give it to you.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna do Summon Beast, 2nd level,
Okay.
and create a little fox as my bestial spirit.
All right.
And
That's a full action, though, right?
Yeah, that's a full spell slot. So
okay. Yeah. Do you want to do anything with move and bonus actions, or are you staying put?
If there's any kobolds coming, I'm gonna try and duck out of the way a little bit more.
Yeah, you see, I mean, you could duck back into the tunnel or go to the adjacent tunnel where the human is.
I'm gonna move towards the one with the human.
Okay.
And then after my turn ends, the small beast, the little wolf, little fox has its turn.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's
What
on
do
the
you
same initiative as I am.
All right. What do you have the fox do?
I'm going to set him as a guard dog, basically at the entrance to attack any of the kobold that come this way.
Okay. That will happen on their round.
Basically as a reaction.
Okay. All right. Back to the top of the order, Harley.
Okay. How many kobolds do I see?
There are 4.
Okay. I'll try to drop 2 of them.
So you're kind of in the middle, and you could see, especially with your double sight, you could see Syllar ducked into the other tunnel, and you see this like glowing animal shape appear, and then you also see the other 2 kobolds rushing towards Angler, where Angler's tunnel is, and where Ushun came out of.
I'll try to.
And you notice that Ushun doesn't seem to have her big weapon.
Oh, didn't I say I picked it up?
Did you?
I used it to coup de grace those 2.
Okay, all right, fine. So you see Ushun emerge from a tunnel.
Okay, I'll shoot the 2 kobolds that are closing to Angler.
Okay.
And it's 23 and 21 to
hit. Damage.
8 both.
That's it. They both drop. All right, Ushun, you're up.
I'm running up to Harley. Oh,
well, you saw the blasts, and you see the kobolds drop.
Yeah.
There is an adjacent tunnel that still has lizard folk in it that need to be freed.
Yeah, but I got to get up to Harley.
Okay.
So I'm running full tilt. Do I get to him?
You do, yeah.
I say, potion.
Okay.
I just nod.
It is their turn. So
And then I'm going to be defensive around him.
okay. So Syllar, I need you to make a reaction attack roll for your fox. Armor class 12 against the first kobold coming towards you.
That's going to fail. I rolled a 2. And it has probably the same. What is it?
I'm going to assume that a 2 misses.
Yeah.
The kobold stabs at your fox, but also misses. The second kobold throws his spear at Harley and gets a 10, which I'm also assuming is a miss.
Yeah.
All right. This brings us to Angler.
Finished in this tunnel.
You are. And in fact, all the prisoners start heading out. They have the only weapons they have are the picks that they were using for the mine, and they start heading out towards the light outside from the cave.
I'll lead the charge and then go in the next tunnel.
Okay.
The one with a human in it.
All right. When you go into the humans tunnel, you see that you're pleasantly surprised. He has half of the prisoners already freed. And he looks over and he says, lead these to freedom. I'll stay and free these ones.
I'll listen to him. I don't know how far I can get.
If you use your dash action, you can catch up.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so the ones that he freed start following you. You kind of like dart ahead and catch up to the other ones, and you're kind of leading this pack towards the end of the tunnel. You recall that there was a sleeping dragon in a chamber just off from the entrance. That's all. I'm just planting that seed for you.
Of course. All this yelling surely wouldn't have woken it.
Yes, of course. All right, Syllar, you're up.
Yep. Heading into the tunnel. They probably already know something's going on, but I'm going to be there and...
You see some of them have started to free themselves already.
Yeah. Seeing that, and this was with the elf, right? With the human?
Yes, the elf.
The elf. I yelled to him in Elvish. Not sure if you were told, but this is a rescue. Get all these guys out and get them towards Fist.
He says, yeah. He says, I'm working on it. Help me. And he's smashing manacles, and a few of the lizard folk are already trying to help free the other ones.
Yeah. I'm going to try and free one of them before heading back out again.
Okay. You do. Which brings us back to the top of the order. Harley, you're up.
Nope. My fox is up.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
He's still got his defensive...
So do you want him to just do defensive action or to attack the kobold?
Well, if the other ones were now close enough to attack him, he'll be...
Oh, yeah.
He'll be reacting and attacking them.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
So I figured this one out a little bit better now. Dirty 20.
That is a hit. What's his damage?
D8. 5.
Not quite enough, but he tears a big chunk out of a kobold.
Yep. Nicely done.
All right. Harley, you're up.
Okay. Do I see any kobolds now?
Well, there's 2 by the tunnel that Syllar just ducked into.
Okay, you know the drill. And it's 19 and 16.
2 hits.
And 10 and 14. Damage.
Dead and dead.
Ooh, 8.
You
And
see
I start-
Ushun desperately begging you for help.
I start searching my back.
Okay. Ushun, it's your turn.
I'm waiting for him to give me the potion of heroism.
You have dark vision.
Yeah.
You see that there are some of the lizard folk prisoners coming out of tunnels. And you see, like, over your shoulder, kind of heading out towards the entrance, anglers like leading them out to freedom. Others are kind of coming out from some of the other tunnels.
And I'll motion them. I'll show them point the way.
Okay. All right. That brings us to attacking the magic fox, which is a miss. Wow. A 3 and a 5. Good job, kobolds. All right. That brings us to Angler. You are ahead of the group. Are you running? Because they're running.
How far am I from?
You're 30 feet from the entrance. So you're literally like 10 feet away from the entrance to the chamber where the dragon was sleeping, and 30 feet away from the mouth of the cave. And you see Viz kind of peeking around the corner waiting. And he's looking out to, like, you could tell that he's trying to look into the tunnel.
Do I hear anything? Like a snoring, maybe?
No.
No? All right. Well, I'll go into the chamber.
Stealth?
I can't really... Yes. I'll
Go ahead and
motion
make that
for them
roll.
to wait.
Okay, so you're basically going to stealth into the chamber. And you motion to the prisoners to wait?
At least for now, I would.
Okay.
If I get attacked, I'll know to wait. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh!
You
For a total
tell
of
them to
11.
wait. You go up to the chamber. You see that this dragon is kind of laying on its side, and it looks like it's still sleeping.
Okay, well, I'll start motioning them for them to come on.
All right, you motion for them to go. They start hightailing it towards the entrance. When they're within 10 feet, Viz sees them, and he motions for a couple of the other lizard folk to come, and they start helping these people to get out and getting them clear. Viz then grabs a torch and starts moving in slowly. This brings us to Syllar.
Yep. Having just helped one of the other guys free himself, gonna be heading back out into the main lobby. See who else is there still to need to be executed.
Are you going to take out the kobolds that are fighting your fox?
Yeah, I'll be assisting him.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
It's a 22. And 5 damage.
So was that one was wounded before?
There was one that's down to on 1 point, probably.
Yeah. So you
And the
dropped
other
that one.
And then my other sword. It's a 9 plus 5, 14.
Hit.
5 again.
Okay. Make an attack roll for your fox.
Yep, I was gonna say it's probably gonna be no. That's a 9.
The fox snaps out at the wounded kobold, but does not defeat him.
Yeah.
The wounded kobold will attack next round. Harley, you only see one kobold left fighting Syllar and his fox.
Okay, guys, time to book it. And I'm just... I give my potion of heroism to Ushun and I move towards the exit.
You know that not all the prisoners have been evacuated.
I'll just cover there. escape.
Okay,
I'm
so
not-
you start
I'm not
moving
very
to the exit.
Yeah, I'm not very strong, so
Okay.
I'm probably not good at helping them. So I'll cover them.
All right, so you move. You're closer. You're not at the exit. That's like 90 feet. So if you wanted to use your full action and move, you could get to the mouth of the dragon's cavern.
Well, I'll probably do that.
Okay. All right, Ushun, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to put that potion in a place that I can easily reach it, probably a belt pouch. And
Okay.
then I'm going to move to each tunnel and check out how and free as many lizard folk as need to be. So
Okay.
I guess tunnel number 1.
Well, you pass
Or-
the first two because they're clear.
Okay.
You go to the third one. You run in. This is one of the tunnels that didn't have the dwarf, elf, or human in it. You
Right.
see a few of the lizard folk have freed themselves and are working on helping the others, but you quickly run in and begin snapping, and you free 2 more.
Okay.
The last kobold attacks with a 17 to hit. 1, 2, 3. The fox. 4, 5, 6. Syllar. The fox takes 7 hit points.
Okay.
Still up?
Oh yeah.
All right. Angler, you hear the kobolds, or the lizard folk leaving. They're all trying to run as fast as possible. You see, with his torch kind of guarded and his spear in his other hand, you see Viz come up to you, and he kind of peeks around the corner. And he sees the dragon basically just dimly from the torchlight. Make a perception check, Angler.
Five.
The dragon looks like it's sleeping.
Regardless, I'm gonna move more towards like the wall, just so if it does wake up and breathe at me or something, it won't get the lizardman in the line of fire.
All right. Viz holds his position at just outside of the cave. And Harley, you would also see this as you're running up. So you see Angler duck into the cavern where the dragon is. You see Viz just on the other side, like waiting with his torch, and you see a stream of prisoners evacuating. This brings us to Syllar.
Yeah. Gonna disperse this last kobold. Hopefully. 18 to hit.
He's dead.
Yep.
Um,
I'm gonna try and duck in one of the caves that I've not been in yet and see if there's anyone there still to be set loose.
There are. You see another tunnel with 6 lizard folk, some of whom have started to free themselves.
Yeah, and give him the assist.
Okay.
And tell my fox to head on over to that stairwell and guard there.
Okay. The fox runs off. You see over your shoulder, the dwarf starts leading the tunnel with his folk out. And the human starts leading the tunnel with his folk out. So you estimate that there are somewhere around 18 to 20 prisoners who you've freed so far.
If I see them go, I'm gonna yell out in common, come and help me in here.
The human turns and points for the lizard folk to go towards the tunnel, and then he, with his pickaxe, starts running over towards you. Harley, you are on the other side, flanking the cavern of the dragon. What do you want to do? It's your turn.
Well, if I'm not seeing any kobolds there, I just join Angler and Viz. And
Do you look into the cavern?
well, I'll peek into the cavern. Yes.
Okay, make me a perception check.
I'm not very perceptive. 13.
Okay. So you see this young black dragon who seems like laying on its side, seems to be sleeping. You see Angler has kind of entered and is sort of sticking along the perimeter of the walls. And the black dragon doesn't seem to have noticed or have awoken, despite the, like, you could hear people running past pretty clearly. You also get the sense that, like, the sound of battle, the cries for help or of alarm from the kobolds that had happened earlier, you feel like this dragon would have heard that.
I just keep my guard and I tell to Angler, there's something wrong. This is too easy. And that's probably my turn.
Okay. Ushun,
Okay.
you have freed 2 more prisoners. There's 4 left.
And they're being helped.
They can help each other now. I mean, if you
Okay.
want to, like, leave, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to the next tunnel and see what's in there.
So you run over to the last tunnel where Syllar is, and you see that there's like 4 prisoners in there who haven't been freed. You also see the human prisoner running over there to help.
Okay. I'll turn and look into the dragon cavern, which is probably right across from that.
No. I'm sorry. That's my descriptive problem. You
Oh.
moved over further away.
Oh, okay.
Than so if you wanted to go
Okay.
to the dragon's cavern, you could blow your whole action and move to get there, and
Sure.
you can get there.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, so you kind of run up. You're sort of kind of coming up next to Harley, and then across the entrance you see Viz. Viz is like holding the torch, but not like right in the doorway, but kind of
Okay.
off to the side, and he's got his spear, and he's sort of like waiting and kind of looking at you guys and looking into the entrance of the cave.
Do I have time for a perception?
You want to peek in?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have dark vision, right?
yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
4. Sleeping. Weird.
Yeah, it does seem weird to you because you were kind of in the midst of all that. You heard how loud those kobolds were yelling.
I'll just say someone needs to shoot something at it, see if it's dead.
Time for me to make a roll.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay then. All right, Angler. You
That's
are
me.
midway into the cavern. If the cavern were a perfect circle like a clock, and the entrance to that cavern were at 6 o'clock, you're now at like 3 o'clock. Make another perception check.
Natural one.
You see the dragons like you know when it's sleeping, like you see its chest kind of rise and then fall, just kind of slow breathing as if it's like in a pretty deep sleep.
Peek
Syllar.
out with the one eye.
Yep.
You're up.
Talking to the dwarf and the human, did you get everyone out in your holes? Did you check the other ones?
The human
we
is
doing
like
here?
the dwarf took off with the prisoners.
Oh, yeah.
The human's with you though, and the human says, he's like, yes, my tunnel is cleared.
I'm
And
help
he's-
these
he's-
guys. I'm going to go check the other tunnels.
Yeah, he's snapping a manacle and hitting it and helping these other lizard folk.
Okay.
You run across, well, you have dark vision, so you don't even need to run into the tunnels. You run to the front entrance. You see a tunnel that's clear. You run to the one next to it. You see a tunnel that's clear. You're fairly certain that that was the last of them.
Okay. I'll head back to the one with the human help and yell, the rest is all clear. Get them all out of here.
Okay.
Start making my way back to the front entrance.
Okay. Harley.
Yep.
From where you're standing, you don't see Angler anymore. He's like in and around inside the cavern.
I presume that I have seen which way he went, so
Yes.
I'll try to sneak in the opposite way to the 9 o'clock and beyond.
Okay. Make me a stealth check.
Okay, I'm not very stealthy.
Warlock.
9.
Okay. You go in. You see the dragon sleeping. And once you get in with your incredible devil sight, you see on the opposite kind of side of you, you see Angler sort of stealthing around.
Well, I'll wait and we'll see what's going on.
Ushun.
I am readying an action. As soon as I see this dragon stir, I'm going to bonus action rage and regular action quaff the potion, but not until it stirs.
Okay. More of the lizard folk prisoners exit. The last of the prisoners in the last tunnel where the human was helping are free, and they start heading out. Which brings us to Angler.
I'll pull out my bow and pretty much do the same as Ushun. Hold my action just in case it starts moving.
Okay. Syllar, you make it up to the
group standing in front of the dragon.
Yeah, well, you only see Ushun and Viz. It looks like Angler and Harley went into the cavern.
Okay. So Ushun is at the threshold and the other guys went in. Okay. I'm going to stand by the entry as well and ready action.
Yeah. Beyond, outside, you see Viz's other soldiers, his other scouts, are helping people get away. Like, you could see them, like, they keep going. It's not like they're all congregating outside. And that brings us back to Harley.
I'll try to make another perception check on the dragon. And it's 10. And I just mumble in common. This was too easy. Why did he let us go? And I'm just looking at him, prepared to blast him or whatever.
Okay.
If he tried to attack us.
All right. Ushun.
I'm still ready, but I'm taking 2 steps toward the entrance.
Okay. You see the human leading a group of the last of the lizard folk prisoners, and they run past you guys.
was
As
all
the
of
lizard
them?
folk, as the lizard folk make it to their people outside of the cave, the human turns back, and he kind of goes up next to I guess he would go up next to you, and he puts his back to the cave wall, and he's got his pick, and he says, "What is it? What is in there?"
This is where we spotted a dragon lying here. We're just all guarding him so you can all pass and see what's happening with this dragon.
You see, based on his reaction, that he seems surprised when you say this. He says, "But how? Cherna is too big to fit in such a small cave." And he looks at the entrance to the mines, and then he looks back to the cavern entrance, and he says, "It's not possible."
Could this be one of his kids?
He says, "I didn't know that Cherna had any
Yes. Yes.
youngers."
Yes.
You see like fear crawl across his face. And
Go.
he says, "How many young wormlings does Cherna have?"
I don't know. We see one dragon here. One young dragon. But it
Just
hasn't moved, it hasn't stirred with all this ruckus going on. That's got us on edge of what's happening.
Unless you're the dragon.
He says, I'm no dragon. What do you mean? How could I be a dragon?" He's like, "I'm a man."
Okay.
He says, "What is your name?"
I'm Syllar, my friend.
"Well
And
met."
this here is Ushun.
Ushun, well met.
I'm just watching the dragon.
And you notice he looks nervously at Viz. And he says, "He is with you?"
Yes.
He says, "I am Vihozi Bojovnik. I am honored and grateful for your help in freeing us."
You're very welcome. No problem.
Go.
"I will stay and help if I can."
You'll die. Go.
Go out and help the others.
"Yes." And he runs out. As you guys are waiting there, this brings us back to Harley.
Okay, as this does not seem right, well, this might be my last, guys, so I'll
Well,
try to...
let me start by saying this. I should have mentioned in the orientation, if you're looking into the tunnel,
Okay,
Angler went to the right, which is kind of by the rear of the dragon. So he is now kind of behind it. You are kind of on the left, so you're closer to its head, or kind of where it's, imagine how a cat would be curled up similarly on its side.
yeah. Well, it doesn't seem right to me, so I try to approach the dragon and move my hand to my companions at the entrance, like, back off. I try to put my hand on the dragon and speak in common. Does something...
But before you speak, are you approaching, like I said, you're closest to its head?
Yeah,
So you approach it, right?
yeah,
Where are you trying to touch it?
like on the back of its head.
Okay. When you get this close, you see something as you're approaching the dragon's head. you see that kind of at the end of its snout, there seems to be sort of like a dried sort of paste. And then you see up around its eyes, sort of like a goopy, dried sort of mucus. And as you say the first syllable in common of whatever you're going to say, its eyes open and they're bloodshot, completely red from blood. And you see yellow kind of mucus rimming the eyelids of the dragon. And it looks at you directly.
Okay.
And that is where we'll end this episode of the Moonsea Adventures. Ha ha!
I got a plan.
Well, you'll have a little bit of time to plan. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for watching, for tuning in, for liking and subscribing. And we will find out what happens when the party deals with this young black dragon who has some symptoms that they might be familiar with. So we'll see you on the next episode, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Well, hello, and welcome to Bill Allen World. I am Wizzy, the Wizard. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. Tune in to the next episode of whatever show you were just watching, and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that, because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.